Yeah, so I was like, this is the perfect cup of tea in the perfect mug. Yeah, exactly, that's what I said, but apparently they didn't believe me. What? Camera? Oh, hello. We'll continue this later. Start the intro, please. So yeah, perfection. Not as clear cut as I first thought. When Pat first suggested this, I thought, well, this is going to be easy, but as it turns out, it's really not, because perfection, like a lot of things, is subjective. But I'm not going to talk about individual perfection. I'm going to talk about the concept of perfection and how genuinely flawed I think it is. Whew. It's getting a bit hot in here because it's getting serious. Perfection to me is something you would aim for, but once you've aimed for it, if you've got it, you've achieved this level of perfection, then what more is there? There isn't anything. If there was a concept of perfection, then nothing would evolve, nothing would change, everything would stay the same. So why is nothing perfect now? As I always do, I'm going to use YouTube as an example. You could aim to make the perfect video with the most fan interaction, the most views, the most likes, the most shares on social media, the best production values, the best camera, the best lighting, the best environment, the best content, but it's going to be trumped. The perfect thing is not going to be perfect for long, because you might have a 4K camera and you might film in something that the platform doesn't even fully support. Then what happens when the 6K camera comes out, or a better type of lighting is introduced, or YouTube changes its settings, so your perfect thing no longer becomes perfect because something else has influenced it. But if something's perfect, surely it should resist change. And if something changes around it, it should still be able to cope and work just as well. And there's nothing in the universe that does that. So perfection for me is inherently flawed, the human body being a prime example of this. We've been developing for thousands of years, but our organs are still prone to failure. There are things that we still don't do very well. We still can't breathe underwater. We can't breathe in space. We can't exist in different environments. Whereas if the human body was perfection, essentially we'd be able to do all that. I'd be able to walk into a pool of lava, come out the other side and go, didn't feel it. But it's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. Okay, let's look at human constructs rather than humans themselves. In terms of literary works, there is no perfect literary work, and that's because the human psyche attributes certain things to that piece of fiction. So The Fault in Our Stars, maybe someone will say, well, it's a perfect novel, it's got angst, it's got points that make you think, that make you cry, points that make you happy, you know, you think on existence, you maybe it changes your outlook on life, but others will look at it as just somebody cashing in on a growing genre, you know? Or the Bible. Now, this one is a bit controversial. Some people believe in it, some people like myself don't. Now, I'm not going to sit here and rip on it, but it's a piece of writing from thousands of years ago that people can't even agree on the same message. Now, if that was the perfect work of, you know, writing, people would all take the same message from it. You know, I mean, you've got religions who take away different points from it. You've got the same religion wherein you have sects inside that religion that take different meanings from it. So it's not a perfect work. Nothing is perfect. I don't care how many arguments you have, there's no real thing as perfection. Because as I said, if something was perfect, it wouldn't remain perfect, or it couldn't physically be perfect because things change all the time. But then maybe the human body could technically be perfect because it evolves to meet the demands of environmental change, but it's the fact it still has to evolve. So does that make me a pessimist then? Because I think that perfection as a concept in our world doesn't really work because of things constantly changing and evolving? Let me know down in comments. I'm always interested to hear other people's opinions, both agreeing, disagreeing, maybe expanding on points I've made, or disagreeing and prove me wrong. I don't mind either way. Just don't yell at me for mentioning the Bible. It was probably a mistake because some people don't like talking about it at all, but I did, and it was quite an apt example, I think. And I didn't hate on religion because I'm not that stupid in a video, because we're all friends here and alienating people is not really my intention. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to swing by NFI every day this week to hear our vloggers talk about perfection in their own ways and have their own spin on things. We have a new topic every week suggested by myself or Pat, who helps me run the channel, or one of our vloggers, or maybe even one of our viewers. If you've got ideas for future topics, let us know down in comments. DFTBA, and Betty, we'll see you tomorrow.